Would you stop to help a stranger at 1 a.m.? I did, and I regret it. Her glowing red eyes, her eerie smile. She told me to leave and never look back. But I did. And what I saw still haunts me. As I sat in my university classes, I couldn't help but think about the part-time job that awaited me after the lectures. It was a 6-hour shift, usually from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m., or sometimes 6 p.m. to 12 a.m., depending on my class schedule. I had been doing this for a while now, just to support my parents and help them with the burden of taking care of my younger brother and sister, who were still in school. My daily routine was to take the highway home, which would take me about 20 minutes. It was a route I was familiar with, and I had grown comfortable with the feeling of being on the road, alone, at night. But one day, something felt off. One of my colleagues asked me to stay an extra hour, as he was running late, and I agreed. I finished my shift around 1 a.m., and as I walked out to my motorbike, I couldn't shake off the feeling of unease that had settled in the pit of my stomach. My heart was beating faster than usual, and I felt a sense of dread wash over me as I started my journey home. The night was eerily quiet, with no cars on the road, and the wind was blowing gently, making the trees creak and sway. I rode my motorbike slowly, my eyes scanning the deserted road ahead. And then, I saw her. A woman in a wheelchair, sitting on the opposite side of the road, watching me as I passed by. She didn't seem to be doing anything, just sitting there, her eyes fixed on me. My heart skipped a beat as I felt a pang of concern. Why was she out here all alone at this hour? Didn't she need help? The question swirled in my mind, and I found myself slowing down, my motorbike coming to a stop at the junction. I looked back, and our eyes met. I felt a shiver run down my spine as I realized that she was still watching me. Without thinking, I made a U-turn, my motorbike turning back to face her. I rode slowly towards her, my heart pounding in my chest. As I approached her, "Excuse me, are you okay? What are you doing here alone in the dark?" I asked, trying to sound calm. Her head tilted slightly, her hair shifting over her face, and in a chilling, emotionless voice she replied, "Why are you asking?" Something about her tone made my stomach drop. Then she asked, "Do you have money?" Her voice was hollow, like it didn't belong to a person. I hesitated, but reached for my wallet. When I looked at her again, my blood turned to ice. Her eyes were glowing red, her long, jagged fingernails catching the dim light. She smiled, a slow, eerie grin stretching too wide. She suddenly spoke in a harsh tone. "I don't need your money. Go away and don't look back." I felt scared, my heart racing, and I didn't know what to do. She repeated her words, her voice sending shivers down my spine. "Go back to your house and don't turn back." I didn't need to be told twice. I turned my motorbike around and started to ride away, my heart pounding in my chest. But as I rode, my curiosity got the better of me. I glanced back, using my side mirror to see if she was still there. But she was gone. The wheelchair, the woman, everything was gone. I felt a wave of fear wash over me, and I accelerated my motorbike, my heart racing. The bike felt heavy, as if something was weighing it down, but I didn't dare stop. I just kept riding, praying in my heart that I would make it home safely. And then, just as I thought I was safe, I felt the motorbike slow down, as if something was pulling me back. I didn't dare look back. I just kept riding, my heart pounding in my chest. But as I rode, I couldn't shake off the feeling that I was being pulled back to the woman in the wheelchair, back to the darkness that lurked on the deserted road. And then everything went black. As I rode my motorbike, my heart still racing from the encounter with the woman in the wheelchair, I finally saw the familiar lights of my home in the distance. I breathed a sigh of relief as I pulled into the driveway, feeling a sense of safety wash over me. I parked my motorbike and quickly got off, my legs shaking slightly as I made my way to the front door. I opened the door and stepped inside, locking it behind me and leaning against it to catch my breath. My heart was still pounding in my chest, and I couldn't shake off the feeling of unease that had settled in the pit of my stomach. I tried to tell myself that it was just my imagination, that the woman in the wheelchair was just a harmless person who needed help. But the image of her red, glowing eyes and long, pointed fingernails kept flashing in my mind, making my skin crawl. I went to bed, trying to push the thoughts out of my mind, but I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about the woman, wondering who she was and what she wanted. I tossed and turned, my mind racing with questions and fears. The next day, I woke up feeling terrible. I had a high fever, and my body ached all over. I tried to get out of bed, but I was too weak. My parents came to check on me, and they were worried. They asked me what was wrong, but I didn't know what to tell them. I just knew that I felt awful, and I couldn't shake off the image of the woman in the wheelchair. As I lay in bed, I couldn't help but think about her. I remembered her face, her eyes, her fingernails. I remembered the way she spoke, the way she looked at me. And I couldn't help but wonder, what did she want from me? Why did she tell me to go away and not look back? And what did she mean by "don't look back"? My fever raged on, and I was stuck in bed for days. But even as I lay there, feeling weak and helpless, I couldn't shake off the feeling that the woman in the wheelchair was still out there, watching me, waiting for me. And I knew that I would never forget her face, her eyes, and the way she made me feel. The memory of her haunted me, and I knew that it would stay with me forever. As the days passed, my fever finally started to subside, but the image of the woman in the wheelchair remained etched in my mind. I tried to go back to my normal routine, but I couldn't shake off the feeling of unease that had settled in the pit of my stomach. I kept looking over my shoulder, expecting to see her standing there, watching me. But she was never there. Or was she? What would you have done in my place? Would you have looked back? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more terrifying stories. If you've made it this far, thank you for watching this terrifying tale. If you've had any experiences like this, please share them with us in the comments below. We'd love to hear about them and learn from your experiences. And if you haven't already, please consider liking and subscribing to our channel. It would mean a lot to us, and it would help us to continue sharing more chilling stories and experiences with you. So, if you're feeling brave, hit that like button and subscribe for more spine-tingling content. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you can stay up to date with our latest videos. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.